Coming up, parents encouraged to have their children under 5 years vaccinated to help end malaria in Ghana. Erosion renders portions of Hemana-Chasi Road in Ashanti region impassable. African-American tour operator and investor Rashad McCrory installed as tourism chief of Ituri in Central Region. And on the foreign front, new Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And at least 50 people burned beyond recognition at illegal oil refinery in southern Nigeria. Good evening. Welcome to live on GBC News, your news and governance channel. My name is Micheline Taka. We are also live on GTV and streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We will bring you some local stories, international, sports and entertainment. Welcome. In Ghana, close to 5.9 million people were diagnosed with malaria in 2020. To experts, this points to the need to increase malaria control efforts, a call which requires more innovation, research, funding and commitment by stakeholders to this cause. On the eve of the celebration of World Malaria Day, some officials from the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research were in our studios earlier to discuss their medical research towards malaria control in Ghana.
Ghana was very fortunate to be part of the 3 countries that they actually pilot these vaccines for the past 3 years. Ghana, Kenya, Malawi. And then the rollout is very successful so far. We are among the countries that we are receiving this privilege because actually in terms of buying vaccines, in terms of rollout, and then in terms of accessibility. So the WHO, as part of its mandate, and also as Ghana Health Service, and then the National Malaria Control Program's mandate, now children under 5 years is part of our regular vaccination program for them to receive vaccines. And for us, it's a very big breakthrough for us because in terms of, if you look at the malaria cycle, it's a very huge cycle. That's where we talk about the vector, we talk about the human being. So if you want to eradicate malaria as we are seeing now to other diseases that we have seen previously, then the vaccine is something that we really have to go for it. I entreat every parent and who have a child under 5 to really go for the vaccine so that to protect all of us from malaria in terms of the economics and then in terms of our health.
We have now 6 districts, one in we have Ayawaso West, Tema West, Ablekuma Central, Shai of Sudoku in the Greater Accra region, and Hohoi in the Volta region that have actually been earmarked to go into pre-elimination. This is a very big deal because for right now, most of the country, we are at the control phase, which means that we are controlling, preventing disease. But when we go into pre-elimination, it means that we are actually trying to reduce malaria to 0 in those communities, which means that we are implementing additional control interventions, and then we are doing constant sensitizations and DEBAs, and it's all about that. With malaria, it's preventable, it's treatable. So once we increase our awareness, once we increase the awareness of the public, we do enhance education, then I think we would be able to reach our target.
One of the key things that we need now is to letting people understand why they have to take the medication, when they have to take the medication, and how to take the medication. I think just like have issues with people just self-medication in terms of when they are not testing, because previously we have this perception that once you feel feverish, once you feel cold, or when you are at home, it's malaria. If you think that you are feverish symptom, you have to go to the pharmacy shop or the nearest drug outlet or the hospital. They have simple testing kits that the RDTs, they will test you and then you can get your ACTs.
At the 21st congregation to confer degrees on some 3,000 students on Saturday in Accra, the Vice Chancellor of UPSA, Professor Abnego Amate, advised technical universities to remain focused on their mandate to provide the requisite skills for the country's development needs.
Professor Amate said the development fortunes of every economy is for academia to train the youth with critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, time management, amongst others. He posited that traditional universities have their mandates of providing knowledge-based skills for companies, while technical universities provide applied and research-based support for same.
There's a need for technical universities to concentrate on their core mandate of training the youth to develop technical skills and competencies to feed the industrial operations for the development and growth of the country.
For Professor Mate, it is worrying that some technical universities are admitting high numbers of students into humanities instead of applied and technical fields. He, however, commended the Accra Technical University, ATU, for staying focused. The Minister for Education, Dr. Yao, said universities to arrange with companies for campus recruitment.
If people are recruited directly, we should find a way for them to do their national service concurrently while they embark on a full-time employment with companies that need their services. That is what will encourage companies to come here and recruit.
The ATU Vice Chancellor, Professor Samuel Ni Odai, said the university has chalked up some successes over time. The school acquired accreditation from the FDA to manufacture PPE and hand sanitizers, amongst others, at the peak of COVID-19. It also procured enough furniture for the school. The ATU has launched an Enhancing Student Experience Fund to support the needy.
Our departments of fashion design and textiles also designed and sold 250 beautiful academic gowns worn by our students.
956 students graduated with degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
There's looming danger on the Heman Achiase Road in the Fija Kwabre South District of the Shanti region. Massive erosion has rendered one side of the single carriage impassable for both motorists and pedestrians. The eroded parts of the road, which has now become a death trap, has also exposed the major underground pipeline of the Ghana Water Company connecting the Barikese water treatment plant to the Swame municipality. According to some residents, several calls to the district assembly for the problem to be fixed has yielded no results.
Every 7 years.
This problem has existed for more than 7 years, and authorities have turned a blind eye to the problem.
Amrane daso daho. Tuwedie ma mo kan bi wom yesere mo mon kan bi mayen. Mene taxi for chairman sese me ko achiase. Anase bronu bi da ho yefre ho na naboache. Passenger na yafa ho ma ye de omu kwen. Se nyame anya dom na wo feli break na koto sa amra we mu a ye beka ho asem sei. Nadmofo mpanimfo nyina ba amra hu ko. Ba ye nyamwa bia
kwan we na kasa no ayana me chese me dwen me ho ayana me ntiase efise abo aye pai no hai enwa.
The main pipe from the Ghana Water Company has been exposed. The problem must be fixed now to avert any eventuality.
Chese o ba the way car be share awoso no kwan de be srem panifo no omo area hand say yesre omo hwe no me kwan ne mai momu ma asembi nyere engosi ansa no mai o manyu so mba be boae
amuna da hanu mo enye ne yedi hu dwuma ya kasa na. We fear for our lives when it rains. Most drivers refuse to use these routes because of the looming danger. Now the care ba woni chese ato ne mpaibo sawo ba betom sawo ye dey enkra pon school na ye ba agudie bi bam no obi pia obi eno ya asem tie sramo ye pamocho mo ma nipa enwu ansa because ni edro ni de aye ewuo ne nkwankwa anta ne ye nenam amra na ye mre ensoto bi anebu sese kasa efa ha nyina bebre ja efa ana kasa ko first school for no.
This is a death trap for all, especially students who use the streets when they close from school.
On hwe no meye maye nya saka bi betom a emfa papa emafie.
Development Ghana must critically focus on mobilizing resources locally to construct roads if she wants to save the public purse. With the capital-intensive nature of road construction, many say the best bet to save the countries from excessive borrowing is to rely on internally generated funds to construct roads. In an exclusive interview with GBC News' Beatrice Senaju, the National Development Planning Commission boss, Mr. Kojo Mensah Abrampa, explained that for Ghana to develop, there must be a conscious effort to cut down on borrowing from abroad to build roads.
Roads are vital to any development agenda. Development agents argue that the roads link workers to jobs, producers to markets, students to schools, and the sick to hospitals. Sector including services and manufacturing sectors all rely on a good road network to do business. Even though many roads are asphalted in the capital, majority of them still remain untarred. In the rural areas, many complain that the roads are very poor. Even though over the years, various governments have worked hard to improve on Ghana's road network, many more communities are still left out. The National Development Planning Commission says road construction is very expensive and resources available for construction and maintenance are woefully inadequate.
The challenge we have is that roads, we must know, are very expensive, and the quantum of resources that are available for constructing new roads and maintaining our roads is very, very challenged given our needs. So very often you will see government going for loans and borrowing to do roads. That has been the trend. Mobilizing local resources from our revenue to do roads has been a challenge. We often borrow.
Mr. Mensah Abrampa explained that there are various ways Ghana can construct her roads without relying on loans and borrowing from foreign donors. He proposes public-private partnership and user fee methods as the way to go.
If you want to have good roads, the panacea is not borrowing to make good roads. We basically do not have any breathing space. We need to mobilize local revenue to be able to take up this task of constructing our roads and maintaining them. If we're able to do that, it becomes more predictable, it becomes more reliable, and it facilitates planning. So that if you go and you look for a loan and you don't get it, then the road is not done. But then if you're mobilizing locally, you know that this is how much we can.
On the poor road network in rural communities, Mr. Abrampa said harnessing the many opportunities in the rural areas by making them viable can attract investors. He said such proceeds can be channeled into developing roads.
The challenge in the rural areas is that very often the managers of these rural areas, particularly those of us at the local government level, we don't make these areas viable. There are a lot of economic opportunities in these rural areas. How do we mobilize? How do we get these rural areas to be able to make themselves viable? Because viability becomes a key thing in attracting investment.
On the outlook, the NDPC says a consultative approach can wean Ghana off donors by adopting new methods in fixing problems in Ghana's road sector. Beatrice, GBC News, Accra.
Fire has gutted a 5-bedroom house at Dobele Zindali, a suburb in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region. The fire, which started around 9 a.m., burnt all electrical appliances and personal belongings in 2 of the affected rooms.
According to an eyewitness account, personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service arrived late after the distress call. Officials of the fire service had a difficult time locating the scene of the fire due to poor description of the roads. Officials of the fire service were later able to stop the spread of the fire to the other buildings, but property in the other 2 of the 5-bedroom apartment were completely razed by the fire.
Let me tell you something. I'm only answerable to my officers who are on the fire ground. If you put yourself in and something happens to you, I will not mind you.
Personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service said they had difficulty about their work due to interference from volunteers, the Regional Public Relations Officer of GNFS Divisional Officer 3, Mr. Martin Bakubie, spoke to GBC News.
The advice I have for all of us is that when you look around, you would see that there was a high concentration of electrical gadgets, and you can trace them all to one source. If you look around, the switches are on the on position. So that is why we advise that, look, whenever you do not try to overburden your electrical source, let us try as much as possible to use electricity cautiously and wisely.
A 45-bed capacity maternity block has been inaugurated at Wiamwase in the Shanti region. The regional minister, Mr. Simon Osei-Mensah, commended the chief and people of Wiamwase for their efforts in improving the standard of living of the people. He said, over 80% of the development projects at Wiamwase is being undertaken by the citizens of the town, an example other communities are drawing inspiration from.
Christened the Jemfia Mankwa maternity block, the 45-bed capacity facility cost 800,000 Ghana cedis. The project was started in 2016. The medical director of the Wiamwase SGA Hospital, Dr. Michael Addo, was grateful to the people behind the construction of the facility. Inaugurating the project, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Simon Osei-Mensah, expressed satisfaction about how the chief and people in the community, in collaboration with those in the diaspora, have contributed to the construction of many facilities in the town without government's intervention.
Obi bien fufu si afefefe oba na na we na be afi ye be commission ye na dan na tan yes ramo project ya ye be commission na mo hwe so yi mo yare no te se de mo so ra no pa bia mo yare no mo twitwire ne se te se de mo so ra no pa bia mo twitwire mo se no ade bia ehia ma dan be tena ho yi Monja Sadia no, Emadino. Now, there be a grab a shot. Not sending crime. Send me easy Capradia Bois at Mediabi, oh, we are once a Krumwa, a Japadiano, on Behesui, Eddie, Amain.
A board member of the SGA Hospital and philanthropist who financed the project emphasized the need for the indigents of every town to contribute towards the development, no matter how small. He noted that although he could not complete medical school due to some challenges, he is passionate about the health of his people. President of the Meridian View Ghana Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Pastor Isaac Kwesi Kamadu, expressed delight about the project and its prospects. He indicated the church's desire to partner the government in undertaking other projects. The midwives at the hospital, in a drama, demonstrated their readiness to commence work.
An African-American tour operator and investor, Rashad McCrory, has been installed as the tourism chief of Ituri, a town near Elmina in the central region. McCrory is expected to build infrastructure and set up a scholarship scheme for students in the town, which is said to be the gateway to Elmina.
Rashad McCrory came to Ghana in late February 2020 to attend Ghana's Independence Day celebration in the country. At a point, this tour operator, who has visited a number of African countries in the past, was introduced to the Ituri royal family, and a decision to develop the community and promote tourism then took root. Rashad McCrory now has the stool name, Nana Akufo-Addo the First. The young entrepreneur is recognized as an American authority figure in travel and repatriation to Africa. He is on record to have brought about 400 individuals, mostly Africans in the diaspora, back to the continent. Ituri, which is about 2 kilometers from the Elmina Castle, is home to some of the slave dungeons.
Ituri is the gateway to Ghana, to Elmina. Coming from Accra, you can't get to the slave dungeon, you can't get to where we are now without traveling through Ituri. Ituri is a gate, so we have to build up that gate.
Nana Akufo-Addo, who is also an author and a journalist, is known for articles promoting African and African diaspora relations. He holds a bachelor's degree in sociology and anthropology from the Darling University in New York, master's degree in public administration from the Carney Baruch University, New York, and master's in theology from the Drew University, New Jersey.
You're watching News Hour live on GBC News, your news and governance channel. Time to introduce you to our Chopology series.
So for today's plantain chip special edition on Chopology, we'll carefully explain.
You're welcome back. This deep-fried plantain recipe is quite addictive and quick and easy to make. It only takes just about 15 minutes to prepare from start to finish. It is a popular snack in Ghana and easy to get to buy in the capital city, Accra. Plantain chips are made from thinly sliced and ripe or sweet plantains that are deep fried until crisp and golden and sprinkled with salt or seasoning to taste. Let's snack on what the hawkers of this delicious snack call plantain on Chopology.
So for today's plantain chip special edition on Chopology, we'll carefully explain the preparation process of both ripe and unripe plantain chips. The green or unripe plantains yield crunchy chips because they crisp better, while the ripe plantain yields sweeter tasting chips but not as crisp as the unripe plantain. However, if you choose to make use of the ripe ones, use slightly ripe plantains. Make sure they are still firm to the touch so that you have that desired crisp and crunch. The other ingredients are odorless oil for deep frying and salt to taste. Heat oil in the pan till hot. Remove peel of plantains. Using a vegetable slicer or knife, slice the plantains preferably in a round disc or coin shape as it is easier that way. Put plantains in the oil while stirring slowly to separate them apart.
No, it's ripe and it's soft. So if you do not do it slowly, it will be breaking. And you don't have to stir it for long. I want to get the shape round, something like this. Like this. Bring it up slowly and spread it.
Stir from time to time till the plantains are golden brown. Note, keep an eye on them as they go from brown to burnt quickly.
Now it's okay.
Strain from the oil into a sieve or bowl lined with tissue paper. Season with salt immediately. Repeat same process for the unripe plantain. Plantain chips can be stored in an airtight container for 7 days at room temperature. Eat them as appetizers or snacks. They easily stem the pangs of hunger.
The Ghana branch of the Faith Evangelical Mission Worldwide now has new head bishop, Chief Bishop Bobby Hale Nikwe. The new head was consecrated at the church's headquarters at Mataheko in Accra. Speaking at the function, the guest speaker for the occasion, Reverend Canon Andrew Togbo, encouraged church leaders to unite and work together for the promotion of the kingdom of God.
Chief Bishop Bobby Hale Nikwe takes over from Chief Bishop Fred France. Chief Bishop Bobby Hale Nikwe joined the ministry in 1974 when he was a student. Over the years, he has progressed through various stages of the Faith Evangelical Mission Worldwide. He was consecrated an apostle together with 12 others on 4th October 2014 and a bishop on 19th February 2022. He holds a bachelor's degree in pastoral ministries and an honorary doctorate dignity conferred on him in Cleveland, Tennessee, in the United States in 1998. The new bishop spoke to GBC News about his journey as a man of God.
It's been a long journey, but thanks be to God that we are here. It's been tough, but God has taken us through. Our vision is to be able to equip the youth and to be able to live up to the Great Commission, which is basically why our mission and our vision, why we're called to evangelize, to baptize and to make disciples.
Time to go for a quick breather. We'll be back shortly. Please do stay.